Every Monday and Friday, we get together. We look at the energy that's coming up for us over the next few days. That way, we have a sneak peek of what's coming up for us, and we can use this energy to our benefit depending on what our goals are and what the energy is. Sometimes we're going to experience some obstacles, sometimes we'll have energy boosts. We have to know how to navigate through this energy, through our power, and so thus we do the Tarotscope. Now, a quick announcement. I'll try to remind y'all again at the end. This Friday's session will be at 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It will not be at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time on Friday. Okay, so Friday, set your alarm, set a reminder, do something to remind yourself that I will be live at 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay? Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. This sweater is so comfy, but I don't wear it that often. I guess I should, huh? Good morning. Okay. So what we're going to do first is we are going to boost our heart chakra. The reason being is this is the connection between our human self and our higher self, and we need to make sure that it's operating. Okay? We hold a lot in our heart space. We need to relieve some of that pressure and bring in more of the healing light. Okay? All you do while the bowl is singing, because the bowl is attuned to the frequency of the heart chakra, all you're going to do is just take nice cleansing breaths, relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, just relax everything that you can. Obviously, if you're not doing something like driving, if you are driving, then come back later and go to my YouTube and watch the replay. But yeah, just relax, okay? And then we're gonna get started with the blessing, and then we'll get into the reading, okay? So here we go. Just breathe. Good. Now let's take one nice, super deep cleansing breath in. Pick up all the heaviness, expand your rib cage, expand everything, and then let it go. Okay? Feels good. As somebody who's a naturally shallow breather, that always feels really good. Happy Monday. Good morning. Oh, you're new. Yay. You've been watching on Evolve. Signed up for the extra, but haven't figured out. Excellent. Well, I'm so glad that you're here. Good. Okay. So what we're going to do first is we're going to get our fairy blessing for the next few days. Okay. We're looking at the energy from Tuesday through Friday. Okay. Jupiter finally goes direct. Thank God. Can we get a hallelujah? Thank you, Jamie. Good morning. So yeah, we're going to look at the energy from Tuesday through Friday. When we drew the card for today on Friday, we got the Two of Pentacles, right? This is about finding balance within your day-to-day, okay? Finding balance within your work life and your love and work and, you know, just all the things. There's so many different sectors of our life that we need to focus on where we feel like we're lacking, okay? So when you're in the tribe, go to the You Start Here module and you'll see a workbook, okay? You have a whole monthly workbook and you can download it, and you have the sections of your life where you can measure where you feel your satisfaction is and where you feel you're lacking. And then that way you can focus on that area for the week or the month, whatever you want to do. But anyway, we want to focus on balance today, okay? So now we're going to find the energy from Tuesday through Friday. It goes direct tomorrow. Okay, well, good. I'm excited to see what the card is for tomorrow. But let's get our fairy blessing first. As I'm shuffling, you can focus on the deck. And let's all ask it, what is our fairy blessing for this week? Ooh, we got a blessing of Letha. Look how sexy that is, especially when we have, you know, Jupiter and all this luxuriousness going. All right, so it's number 30. Yeah, 30. See, it's dark again in here, so I just got to make sure I don't read it wrong. You know, when you hit a certain age and you have to start wearing readers, sometimes your eyes fluctuate. All right, we have the fairy gift of the midsummer energies for joy, friendship, and the flowering of life's bounty. The blessings of the Feast of the Fairy are given to encourage you to take this day or this week. I lost my place. And drink down its sweetness to celebrate your own life and to bring a sense of being beyond day-to-day cares. Isn't that interesting? We were just talking about day-to-day, right? To dedicate at least a portion of this week to divine acts of celebration and connection with enchantment. May the blessings of the festivals known as Letha be with you this day, no matter what day or time of year it is for you, friend. For the gift of Letha is the gift of celebrating your life, loving to the fullest, and revisiting giving to those who would ask you to hold back. Ooh. So what this is saying, in a nutshell, is find ways to celebrate your life this week. Find ways to notice the joy and to resist the negativity, to resist the box that you're always being stuffed in, right? And it's telling you that it's your responsibility to celebrate your life. I mean, there's so many different things. Even though you might feel like life is not quite going your way right now, there are so many things that you can still celebrate. So many things that are still going right. Again, you have different sectors of your life. Not every single thing is going wrong, right? There can be so many things that are going right, and that's what you want to focus on, because when you start focusing on that, not only does your biology kick in, but also your woo side kicks in. So we get the reticular activated system, which is your brain, noticing more good things going on in your life. Then we have the spiritual aspect, which you've raised your vibration, you've increased your frequency, and then you're attracting more, okay? So I like that, especially when we're in the middle of, Mercury retrograde, we have eclipses and we have all this stuff happening, right? You can still find goodness and joy within your life, and you can spread that goodness and joy. So let's see what our overall tarot message is. We're going to use the divination book. This is called Mystic Muses for the Modern Goddess. You can find this TikTok linked to my bio. YouTube, you can find it linked down in the description. Yes, I wrote this book. This has every tarot card in it, direct and reverse, and it has a reading for every tarot card in it, direct and reverse. They're all mixed up because it is a divination book. We don't put them in order. It doesn't work that way. All of the readings are designed for you to take your power back day to day, okay? So this is how you use it. Knock on it just like you would a tarot deck. Then you're going to connect to it with your energy centers of your palms. There's instructions inside, so don't worry. You don't have to memorize all this. Take a nice deep breath. Let it out. And we're going to focus on the book. And we're going to ask the book, what is our overall message for Tuesday through Friday? And then we're going to intuitively turn to a page. And we got the 8 of Wands. Look at that. Much better energy. So it says, today you drew the 8 of Wands. So these are written for daily readings, but I'm going to change the verbiage to fit for the week, okay? So this week you can expect significant progress. Whether you have a general goal you're working toward or you're looking for love, you're being carried forward. And who knows, Cupid's arrow may land in your heart. Pay attention to where your energy is focused and keep it positive because that's where you're headed and fast. You can expect a smooth and speedy trip if you have travel plans this week and your communication is on point, which is nice. We get that nice little energy boost with Mercury being retrograde and saying, hey, you have a little bit more support for your communication this week. However, the 8 of Wands, in its general sense, the 8 of Wands is about having a goal and reaching that goal, okay? What are you focusing on this week? And we're talking about this blessing of Letha, which is telling you to celebrate the goodness of life and to find your joy. Well, how about that's what you focus on this week? So you can see for yourself how much more comes in for you. Okay? Watch your communication, watch what you're focusing on, and keep it positive. Notice the little things throughout your day that are good and celebrate them, no matter how big or small. Okay? Because I guarantee you will start to experience more of that. And then on Friday, you can come back and report back to me. Okay? All right. So next, y'all are going to choose the tarot deck that I read from. Now, YouTube, you can vote in the comments. TikTok, you vote in the poll that I'm going to put up, okay? Now listen, this Tarotscope, you can feel free to ask questions about tarot, about numerology, about life and spirituality and all those things. This is a conversation, okay? I don't want you to think that you have to just sit back and be quiet. You can ask questions. This is not a personal reading. This is a collective reading. If you need a personal reading, TikTok, it's linked in my bio. YouTube, it's linked in the description, okay? But feel free to make comments and ask questions and do all the things, because the more you participate, the more our energy connects and the more these readings are going to resonate with you, okay? All right, so deck number 1, we have the Red Fairy Tarot. And deck number 2, we have the Gilded Tarot. Okay, so 1 or 2. YouTube, go ahead and vote in the comments. TikTok, give me 1 sec. Let me get your poll up. Okay, the poll's going to be that little blue clipboard right there, TikTok. So make sure you vote right there. So deck 1, Red Fairy Tarot, or deck 2, the Gilded Tarot. 1 or 2. And remember, if you didn't hear me earlier, on Friday, our Tarotscope session, this live, is going to be at 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, okay? Make sure you vote up here at the clipboard, okay? Make sure you put that down in your notes or set a reminder, 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Friday, okay? So deck 1 or deck 2. TikTok, you got to vote at the, that little clipboard that's kind of being hidden right there. There it is. Vote right there so the counts, or the thing counts it. YouTube's kind of quiet this morning. We have 1 vote for 1, 1 vote for 2. Y'all gotta wake up. Deck 1, deck 2. All right, let's see. It takes it a second. Okay, deck 1 got it. God, TikTok is lagging on putting up the results. So glad I found you again. I put a question in your comments, forgot to follow. Oh no. Had a psychic reading yesterday. One of the messages that was given was the exact message you gave to me in my one-on-one. Oh, see? Nice, Jessica. Good. I'm glad it resonated and confirmed it. Good. All right. Let's see what is coming up for us Tuesday through Friday. Thank you, Jessica. That's very sweet. She said, just saying, you're amazing. Right back at you, sister. All right, let's find out what is coming up for us each day, Tuesday through Friday. What do we need to know for each day, Tuesday through Friday? I'm going to pull 1 card for each day, then we're going to talk about it, and then I'll pull oracle cards as well to see more confirmations and more messages. And we're going to see how the 8 of Wands and the Fairy Blessing play into it as well. So the card for tomorrow, Tuesday, is we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so when the Page of Pentacles is in reverse, pages, first and foremost, are going to be young people. It can be a message, or it can be some sort of apprenticeship, okay? When it's in reverse, there could be a situation with, if you have children, or a young person may come to you and say that they're struggling with something. It could be connected to finances. It could be connected to school. There's something that they could be struggling with, and you have the opportunity to help them. okay? Number two, it can be showing you where you are lacking when it comes to the physical world, and is highlighting where more lessons or more education can come into play for you. There could be a situation too where you're waiting on a job opportunity, some sort of offer, and it hasn't come yet, okay? Be patient. The universe is saying, hey, everything in due time. Remember, we are still in Mercury retrograde. So you don't want to rush things at this time. Mercury does not go direct until the 20th, and then we still even have the shadow period after that, where the energy just is a little bit wonky, okay? So let's look at Wednesday's energy. We have the world in reverse, okay? So a couple of things here. Now, when the world is in reverse, it can indicate that there is something that you are working on getting to completion, okay? For example, on Wednesday, I will be recording more for the awakening journey that I'm building for y'all, okay? That is a project that I'm working on that is not finished, but I am putting effort towards it, okay? So there might be something that you're working on that you haven't finished, but it's a good idea to put effort towards that completion, okay? There could be a situation maybe where there is resistance to closing up a chapter, to completing a project. Maybe you're revisiting and revising things because there has been this energy of, I can't get to the end of this. I can't come to some sort of resolution. Does that make sense? Because in the Fool's Journey, this is the last card. This is where you step in to a new energy, a new frequency. You step through the portal and you're like, hey, I'm in a new timeline now because I've closed up this chapter. I have finished this thing, whatever it may be. It's going to be different for everybody. You'll know what it means when I'm talking about it, right? But yeah, the world is asking you, what haven't you finished? Where haven't you feel like you have graduated to this higher energy, to this expansive energy, okay? Even though we have Jupiter going direct, which is nice, there's still work that you have to do. You can't rely on the planets to do everything for you, right? Because Jupiter is all about expanse and growth and fortune, but you have to participate in that, okay? So that's Wednesday. Let's look at Thursday. Thursday, we have the Five of Wands. Okay, this is better than the Five of Swords, okay? Because the Wands are about tension. The Wands are kind of like, you feel like you're herding cats. You know, you're trying to get everything together, or there's too many cooks in the kitchen and people just can't get their shit together. So there might be some sort of tension happening on Thursday where you feel like the energy is just scattered and it's telling you, hey, relax, okay? You can't control everything. You can't control the people around you. Just look at what is. Make your boundaries if you have to make your boundaries. Make your decisions that you need to make. Maybe even just step back and practice the pause and say, do I need to insert myself in this situation? Or is there something that I can do to remedy this tension or this scattered energy? Okay? Let's look at Friday. Friday, we have the King of Cups. Okay. Friday's great energy. King of Cups is all about taking action on what fulfills you. It is a emotionally mature type of energy. Talking about the Eight of Wands, right? If you're looking for love, hey, you might meet somebody on Friday. Now, I do caution you, because we are in Mercury retrograde, I do caution you when you meet somebody new, be very discerning. Take it very slowly, because when Mercury's retrograde, it's indicating that you and another, your communication can be off, okay? When you come out of Mercury retrograde, when it goes direct, it could be that you find out maybe you're not on the same page as you thought you were, okay? Or it could be if you take it nice and slow and you're deliberate and intentional about getting to know this person, then you can continue as Mercury goes direct and everything more so solidifies for you, okay? But all in all, this is a great day for emotional stability, for taking action on what inspires you, for the potential of love, especially because like I said, we have the Eight of Wands. That could be Cupid's arrow. It's just telling you, hey, there's lots of magical potential on Friday, okay? It's great also if you're working on a creative project as well on Friday, okay? We have the Ten of Swords in reverse underneath the deck. Now, what that means when the Ten of Swords is in reverse is a couple of things. It depends on who you are and your viewpoints on your life and your goals. So the Ten of Swords could say, hey, you're done with a certain way of living, which, you know, with what's causing you stress, with what is just like focusing on all the negativity, right? And it could be also that you're resisting that. You're having a hard time focusing on the positivity because you're so used to focusing on the negativity. But what if, just for the next 4 days, what if you challenged yourself to focus on the positive? Okay, just like for tomorrow when we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse, you might be waiting on something, or you might feel like you're lacking in some area and you need to get more education in this area. And instead of doom and glooming it, what if you say, hey, I have so many resources at my fingertips, I can do anything. If the job opportunity has not shown up today, that's okay. The universe is setting everything up for my highest good. We focus on that positivity, okay? If you're looking at the world in reverse, and we're seeing it with the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is also about the universe helping you move swiftly towards your goals. But again, you have to take action. You have to declare what your goal is. So maybe just set a goal for this week of, hey, I'm choosing to view things in a more positive light. I'm choosing to make steps, whatever they may be, towards this goal that I have. And it doesn't have to be that I complete it, that I, absolutely finish it, but at least I'm making steps towards it, okay? And then Thursday, the Five of Wands, again, tension, scattered energy. It feels like people just can't get it together. And you say, you know what? Maybe this is just a day to kind of hang back and not get sucked into all that crap, okay? Because 5 is, it could be chaotic energy. 5 is a pivot and change, and nothing's really concrete. So again, come back to yourself and say, you know what, some days are just not days for forward movement. And then Friday, like I said, we have the King of Cups, which is about stepping forward, taking action on what lights you up, being in that creative, flowy, ooey gooey type of energy, but it's also grounded energy. It's like, you know what, this is my muse. This is getting me towards what it is that I want, okay? Do you give advice on marriages and a third party? I have a lot of people that come to me about their marriages and whatnot, so yeah. So I should focus more on my business taxes. If that's what you feel like you need to get done, you can focus on that. Again, keep in mind, we have Mercury retrograde and mistakes can be made. So make sure you go through it again and again and again to make sure you've got it correctly. Okay, so let's get some oracle. The weekend reading set us up for this week. Yep. That's what they do. Y'all, I can't wait until the spiritual CEO immersion begins, because those of you that have joined, I'm going to scare the shit out of you when it comes to your goals. In a good way. In a good way. I'm going to scare the shit out of you, but you're going to see why. I've been thinking about that this morning, so I had to share that with y'all. I'm so excited because you're going to be scared shitless, but it's going to be amazing. Imagine that. I know. Shocker, right? Good morning. All right. What else do we need to know this week? I live for the shock factor, right? But I do it because I show you it works. Because if I don't shock you out of your energy, if you're not forced to step into the person that you need to be in order to attain these goals, then nothing's going to happen, right? So I'm going to push you. Ooh, look at this. Number 26, we have hostilities. Okay, so we have these energies, especially Five of Wands, in reverse. We have Mercury going retrograde. We have all this stuff happening. We see hostilities showing up, and it's asking you, are you going to participate in that negativity, or are you going to step back and say, you know what? I recognize it is what it is, and nothing I can say, do, or think is going to control this person or this situation. So I'm going to step back and check back to where my power is and how I can respond to things. Okay? And it could be the hostilities is just the energy trying to show you something. Because again, if you're not rocked out of your comfort zone, then you don't make any changes. Because the hostilities number is 26. So 2 is like receiving information. It's also about balance, and 6 is about harmony. But why is it on a hostilities card? Because when you bring them together, it's 8, it's personal power. We have the 8 of Wands showing up here, and it's asking, what are you focusing on? Is it the negativity, or are you choosing to make a decision as the 2, right? To go towards harmony, which is the 6, and balance and all of that, which is your responsibility, to bring in your own personal power. Does that make sense? Are y'all getting what I'm laying down? Oh, and you're on your lunch break. Nice. Well, I'm happy to be here with you. I hope your lunch is good. Do you have guidance on developing the clairs of intuition, learning which one resonates most? Actually, Miss Jessica, that's going to be part of the awakening journey. So yes, I do. I will go through them in depth for y'all. And I'm going to get at least the first month or month or 2 of the awakening journey out when Aries season starts, when the official new year begins. So there you go. I'm working on it for y'all. You're welcome. All right, let's see what else we need to know this week. This card. It keeps showing up, direct and reverse, direct and reverse. I'm going to read this to you again, because apparently we need to hear this message over and over again. Number 54. Whoops, this is the last one. All right. A misstep isn't the end of the world. You've fallen into a trap of false courage, and only humility will lead you out of it. Perhaps you weren't listening to your intuition, and now you're in a jam. Being too self-reliant without knowing the ropes has brought you to this place. Don't become too discouraged. All is well, and you can always start again. Take another road and surely discover new territories where love really blooms. Just remember to rely on your higher power. You can't always get what you want, but Spirit knows your needs. Something better awaits around the corner. Okay, so we're seeing this tense energy, but what's interesting is that we have the 8 of Wands, which is such a powerful and positive energy for the day-to-day stuff, right? But it's telling you it doesn't matter if your focus is negative or positive, the universe is going to help you to get there. Okay, so if you feel like you've made mistakes in the past, if you feel like you're tripping up and you forget to make decisions that are for your highest good, and you go to react to something and it creates the same pattern, it's telling you, relax. It's okay. Come back to yourself and readjust your focus. Okay? There could be a situation that happens this week where the negativity sucks you in and you're like, damn it, I was trying so hard to remain focused and positive and forward moving, but this got me. That's okay. Shit happens. We're human. It's life, right? Get back into your focus and keep moving forward, okay? Exactly. We are in Mercury retrograde, so forward and back. Yeah. You needed to hear all of this? Well, I'm glad you're here, Shelley. But that, you know, that's part, like I said, it's part of life. We're human. We're going to go back and forth, back and forth. And it's all about finding that balance and realizing when you're going backward, realizing it, and then pulling yourself back forward. Okay. And not reprimanding yourself for it. Just acknowledging where the misstep was and maybe confirming to yourself that, you know what, I saw that, I let it get to me, and I'm not going to fall for that in the near future. I've had enough of this retrograde already. Oh, I know. It's been crazy. What else do we need to know this week? Ooh, there we go. Strength. Look at that. I love this. It is number 46. Okay. So strength, what is that? How do you find your strength? You have a solid foundation. Okay? 4 is all about a solid foundation. If you don't have a solid foundation of who you are and what you want out of life, then you are much more likely to get pushed off of it. Okay? Just like the Tower card in Tarot says that if something's not built on a solid foundation, it will crumble. So here we have strength telling you that the main way you find strength within yourself and then strength within your life and your convictions is by knowing who you are, being solid in that, and then knowing what you want to experience out of life. This is why I'm so passionate about you understanding your energetic blueprint. Because whenever I found mine, holy shit, it changed everything about the way I moved through life, the way I felt about myself, the way I gave permission to myself to be in this energy that I knew that I had, but the outside forces were just like continually trying to take it away from me, and I would let them. But when I found my energetic blueprint, I was like, you can't take shit away from me. This is me, right? I'm solid in who I am, and I don't give a shit what anybody else thinks, right? So that's where you find your personal strength, this personal power with the dragon energy, okay? So number 46, forcing what is, having that solid foundation and nurturing that energy and knowing that when you bring it together, it comes to the one, which is the self. We are in a collective year 1, y'all, and that's about focusing on your personal power and new beginnings, this new sense of self, especially since Saturn goes into Aries, right? Saturn's like, who are you? Commit to it. This could be energy of where people are still lacking confidence in their own ability or capability. Yeah. Today's blessing was the blessing of Letha. So celebrating and enjoying the beauty of life, the good things in life, the joy of life, all of that. Unrelated, but I love your bookcase. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's all color-coded. Can you tell? Douglas, airplane outside. How dare an air fly through the air without Douglas's permission? How again do we find that? How do you find what? I'm sorry. Remind me what I was talking about when you asked that question. What else do we need to know this week? Look at that. Oh, your energetic blueprint. You will start discovering it through the awakening journey that I'm going to take y'all through. But all in all, it is your astrology, your numerology, and your human design. Look, going forward. It says, don't dwell on the past, but focus on creating a brighter future. Manifest the new. Embrace change and envision your desires, allowing the universe to align with your intentions. There you go. Going forward is the 8 of Wands. But like I said, if you're focusing on negativity, if you're focusing on lack and all those negative things, that's exactly where the universe is going to take you. Remember, it's like a genie in a lamp. Your wish is their command. Okay? So it's not about you just say, oh, I want to be this. And then the rest of your days, you're thinking of all the negativity and the BS that's going on in your life. You can't do it. You can't do it that way. You can't lie to the universe. You can't hack your way through it. You can't do all the things that, the pop spiritual community loves to talk about. Life hacks, spiritual hacks, all this other. There are no hacks. There are only facts. And there's a universal law. And one of them is what you focus on is where the universe is going to take you. Period. Okay? That's your doing. Color coordinated bookcase is golded. Yeah. I mean, look, the bookcase is color coded. My closet is color coded. It helps my mind to be organized. It looks nice. All right, let's see. What is our spirit animal for the next few days, Tuesday through Friday? Oh, we have the sea turtle. Look how cute. Protection. It says, you are master. You are master of finding life's flow. Okay, maybe we should say you are a master of finding life's flow. Be in harmony with the rhythm and your path will unfold. Persevere and you will succeed. You have everything you need to be protected and happy. Okay? The universe wants to provide for you, but you have to be willing to accept that help. And you're not going to be able to do that if your mind is so focused on negativity. Okay? Do your own part, because remember, you guys, your awakening journey is about you stepping into your power, stepping into your authenticity, stepping into your own unique vibration. Why is that so important? Because when you step into your frequency of power, it radiates out into the world. And that is the way that you, by doing your own work, you are helping the collective. Okay? But you can't help the collective when you haven't done a fucking thing for yourself. When you are so focused on the negativity of your life and the world, you cannot do shit. Okay? So posting about it on social media ain't doing a fucking thing. What you need to be doing is focusing on your own transformation, shifting, transforming, healing, doing the work so it radiates out and you start influencing the collective with your energy. Okay? I see so many pop spiritual people on their fucking high horse, talking about how they're above everybody because they talk about all the bullshit going on in the world. It's like, you're not doing a damn thing except feeding into it and just talking about it. No, you need to be doing the self-work so then you can help the collective. Because if you haven't helped yourself, you're screwed. So there's my high horse. Sorry, I'm just making sure. Saturn in Aries is a stark reminder that there are no hacks. Yeah. It'll freaking slap you right in the face. All right. What else do we need to know this week? Breaking free. Look at that. See? Breaking free. It's number 32. So what you're communicating, what you're expressing, what you're creating in your life is bringing, number one, important decisions, but number two, balance. And we bring those together and it's 5. 5 is breaking free. 5 is, it could be the 5 of Wands where you're like, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. I'm choosing to break free because y'all can't seem to get it together. So I'm out. Okay? So breaking free is all about you being secure in who you are, understanding who you are on that intuitive, spiritual, emotional depth, and then living that truth. That's how you break free. Okay? It's not always easy. It's not always full of sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes breaking free and stepping into your truth can be messy, can be a bit scary because it's new. You don't know what it feels like. You can't predict it, right? But it's part of the process. Think about when you have an egg, the little baby chick in there, or whatever the animal is, it doesn't know what's on the outside, but it has this instinct that it needs to get out of that egg. Okay? So what does it do? It starts breaking free, and then it is opened up to a whole new world where it can naturally grow into what it's meant to be. Does that make sense? Oh, people are out there drinking blood moon eclipse water. I mean, hey, to each their own. Not my thing, but it is what it is. Yeah, like the baby sea turtles. There you go. Yeah, they just instinctively, they break free and they instinctively go to the water. They don't know what's in there. They don't know there's a high probability that they're going to get eaten up. They just go and they naturally grow into what they're meant to be. That's the same thing for you. It's time for you to break out of that shell and to allow yourself to stretch and to grow and to expand into who you're naturally meant to be. Ooh, look at this. Send a letter to the universe. I love this. Because speaking of the 8 of Wands, the 8 of Wands is communication, right? It says, send a letter to the universe. The world loves me. Number 27. Okay? So, when we're talking to the universe, when we're writing writing things down, I love how in the tribe, Denise is giving everybody journaling prompts, right? Because when you write things down, not when you type things, not when you specifically say things, when you write things down, it connects more to your brain, right? When you write the universe a letter and you give gratitude, you put your goals on paper, it makes it more real, it makes it more concrete, okay? And the universe is like, nice, now we finally have an action plan. We have something to go on. And there you go. You start seeing things put into action. That's why I've taken my time to enter any spiritual work for others, working on making myself stronger and consistent before I can help anyone else. Hey, yeah, you do what you can do, especially if you're wanting to help others in the spiritual space. Yeah. And that's why I always tell all of my students that what you go through in life, let it be motivation for you to work through it and to heal through it, especially if you're wanting to do spiritual work, because those are the people that have experienced similar things to you. Those are the ones that are going to be attracted to you. And you're going to be able to help them. Now, don't get in that trap where you think that you have to be perfect, where you have to be like on this mountaintop, because that'll never happen. Because we are human and nobody's perfect. Nobody has life all figured out. If they tell you they do, then run because they're lying. But at least get through your own crap and begin working towards ways that you can lead by example. What is our money message for this week? What is our money message for this week? Okay, so we have unreliable. Remember, we talk about this card all the time because there's always a feeling that money's not going to be there. Money, this and this and that. Scarcity mindset all the time. And you have to be the one that breaks that narrative. Okay? Because whenever we see unreliable, why is it unreliable? What are the patterns that you are creating or sticking to day to day that create unreliable income? What can you do to change your unreliable income? What ways can you commit to your journey of financial health? Okay. Do you do relationship messages for the week? No, not in the Tarotscope. But if you need a personal reading, then we can focus on relationships, yeah. All right, there's 3 ways to resonate. It says, number 1, there's some confusion regarding money. Again, this thought of already predicting your future of I'm not going to have enough. And the universe is like, I really wish you would stop doing that. Because you're not allowing us to bring you opportunity. You're not allowing us to open the gates of abundance for you because you're already claiming that this is what it is. And the universe obeys. Number 2, people are not following through on their promises or not paying on time. Why? Are you paying on time? Are you paying your bills with gratitude and saying everything I spend comes back to me times 10? What are you putting out that the universe is bringing back to you? Because if you're not paying your bills on time, people won't pay you on time. It's the rule of karma. What you put out, you get back. There was a line that I loved in this book. It's called The Game of Life and How to Play It. I know you all my OGs here have heard me talk about this book time and time again. It's by Florence Scovel Shinn. The Game of Life and How to Play It. And one of the lines in there that always stuck to me, which I always thought was true because I'm such an honest person, I can't help it, was like, if you lie, you will be lied to. If you cheat, you will be cheated on. You know, there's so much in there that it's like whatever you do, you're going to get back because the world is a mirror. Okay? Number 3, expected money may not materialize. Why? Are you blocking your abundance? Maybe it's going to come next week when you finally let go. I had my oldest son, change the numerology of his apartment. I said, hey, do this and see what happens because it'll bring more financial stability to you and your roommate. And he did it. So you bought it? Oh, it's a great book. Great book. I have read that book so many times in the past years. It was one that really opened my eyes. And I absolutely love that book. Yeah, she is amazing. Yes, everything I spend comes back to me times 10. Yep. What else? Which book is called The Game of Life and How to Play It. There are YouTube readings of that book. You just have to really find them. Some of them are good, some of them not so much. But you can find it on YouTube, the audiobook. But yeah, great book. All right, what else do we need to know over these next few days? Ooh, look at that. Maple spirit, generosity. We have a theme of 5s showing up. I'm looking to see what else. Yeah, more so 5s. So this is number 23. It says maple spirit, generosity. The universe wants to be generous with you, and you need to be generous with the universe. Stop living in lack. The more, think about this, whenever the trees die, not trees die, whenever the leaves fall off the tree, gosh, I'm sorry. Whenever the leaves fall off the tree, they go down and the bugs eat them and then they poop it out and it becomes fertilizer for the tree. And so it's this cycle that keeps happening, okay? That is the same thing that happens in your life. Whatever you let go of and you're generous with. And I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about whatever you let go. Like, let's say you're hanging on to something that has caused you to be bitter and angry. Whenever you choose to let that go, it goes down and it gets eaten up, right? And then it becomes fertilizer for you to grow even bigger and stronger. Okay? It's not that it's staying with you, it is transmuting, it's transforming into something that actually helps your growth instead of hindering it. Okay? So you can see it with money as well. When you graciously release your money, when you're paying bills, when you're investing in yourself, whatever it is, it goes down and goes and rejoins the cycle so you can grow and expand. So your money can grow and expand. Okay? See how that works? It's not just money, it's everything. Yes, that's the book. The long frost this year will mean the sap will be abundant from them. Oh, interesting. Love that. And it always reminds me of that dream that I had about the honey. And just, I was just in this focus of like, no, everybody needs some honey, their own bottle of honey. And I was like passing it out to everybody. And I didn't know what that meant in the dream, but it was so vivid. And I still can picture it to this day. It was so vivid that I know I was in another space. And I was just, honey everywhere. And I was like, no, people need honey with their bread. And I just like kept passing out to people that were trying to eat. And when I looked it up, it made me feel so good because what does honey represent? It represents abundance, the sweetness of life. And honey is also antimicrobial, it's healing, right? That was my job. That's my purpose in this life, is to show you how to heal and to find your abundance. So, that's amazing. Your daughter's wedding gift to her guests is going to be honey. That is so cool. All right, what else do we need to know this week? Oh, look at that. Oh, hang on, I gotta verify myself. Has it already been an hour? Wow. Okay. Says number 1, a tidy house. Clarity and organization. The state of your environment reflects the state of your inner environment. Okay? If it's messy, if it's cluttered, if it's dusty, that's what's going on inside. Okay? So here we have number 1. Again, we're talking about focusing on the self. So if you have a lot of stuff within you that is cluttering your health, your goals, all the things, you're hanging on to all that bitterness, all that anger, all the trauma and drama that is going on within, and it's blocking your energy flow. So think about feng shui. Whenever you are looking at your house, the energy flows in different certain directions, okay? If you have clutter and all kinds of crap in the way, then the energy cannot flow. It gets stagnant. It can't flow. So we have to declutter. We have to move things around to get this energy flow. This is why as soon as the weather is nice, my windows are open. I make sure I've got things picked up and cleaned up because I want that energy to flow. Same thing with what's going on within yourself. If you have so much clutter and dust from things that you've ignored for so long, you've tried to just, suppress it down, and I don't want to deal with that right now, or I don't want to look at it because it's scary and uncomfortable. you're going to have nothing but a cluttered life. Okay? You've been spring cleaning? Excellent. I did some of that this weekend because, you know, you just get that burst of energy and you're like, okay, I feel like I need to declutter a lot of things, and you go for it. Kind of like when a woman is pregnant and she starts nesting. That's how I start feeling at certain points, and I'm like, okay, I need to declutter something. And it feels so good. All right. We'll do this one, and then the crystal realm, and then we'll get our spicy decks. I pulled a lot today. All right, what else do we need to know? Tuesday through Friday. Remember, on Friday, I will be on at 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, okay? Not 10 a.m. Privileged lady, look at that. When you start viewing yourself as someone who has the privilege of this life, someone who has the privilege of having these experiences, someone who has the privilege of changing their trajectory, you start manifesting the life that you actually desire and that is actually meant for you. Okay? You have to see yourself as privileged. No matter who you are, where you come from, you're alive, you're breathing, you've got electricity because you're on your phone or on your tablet or whatever it may be. You have access to the internet. You have so many things at your fingertips to help you to be successful in whatever it is you want in life, but you have to be the one who accepts it and who takes that step or takes that leap, whatever it may be. Okay? You might also come into contact with somebody who you deem as privileged, and they can turn and help you by showing you the way. Okay? Learn from the people who are actually doing the thing and work smarter, not harder. That's exactly what we're going to do in the Spiritual CEO immersion. I told y'all, I'm going to make you very uncomfortable, but it's for a good reason. Okay? Times are shifting, times are changing. People are going to be searching for you, and you need to be prepared. You cannot be prepared when you have no time and energy to give them. We're going to work on that. Nice. It's number 12. All right. What else? What is our crystal for the week? Ooh, this one, Black Tourmaline. This reminds me of that Janet Jackson music video. I forget what it was, the name of the song, but it reminded me of her. Badass. Protection, grounding, deflection. It says Black Tourmaline stands as your protective shield, grounding you in its powerful energy and warding off negativity. Trust in its strength to keep you balanced and secure as you fight through life's challenges. Okay, so there might be some little challenges. There might be something going on this week, right? Because we have the Five of Wands, we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. We have these little challenging energies, but they're minor arcana. They are things that you can easily handle, okay? Because the overall energy is the Eight of Wands. It's telling you, hey, the universe is helping you to glide through this, but you have to have a focus. What are you focusing on? Are you choosing to focus on the challenges and the struggle, or are you choosing to focus on the solution? Okay? All right, let's get our spicy decks out now. This is the point where I tell you, if you get easily offended, it's time to scroll away. Let's see. What is our message for this week? Oh, I was like, what does that say? It says, have a beautiful day. Okay, what is that? Peace, letting go. It says cultivate inner Booty, I guess, Buddhy. No idea. They have their own language on this one. But have a beautiful day. That means a peaceful day, a peaceful week. Okay? When you're focusing on that and you're bringing yourself back to your power, you can do it. I promise you. Okay? But that's where you have to have that strong, solid foundation in who you are. What does it say? Focusing on releasing what my old friends did to me for 4 years. Yeah, good. Let go. Because all you're doing is hurting and hindering yourself, and it sucks. I've been there. All right. Let's see what else we need to know. What is our message for this week? Tuesday through Friday. Oh, this one is a nice one. It says, you are loved. You're here for a reason. Don't fuck it up. You're here for a reason. Don't fuck it up. You are loved. The universe loves you. The universe wants you to succeed. The universe wants you to have everything that you need, right? And more people love you than you realize. More people look up to you than you realize, okay? You, like I said many, many times, regardless of if you believe it or not, you are an influencer. You are always influencing the people around you, and other people are influencing you day to day. That's why it's so important to ask yourself, what kind of people am I surrounding myself with? Who are the people that I want to be around, who inspire and who are growing and who are changing? So you have to really take a look at that. And if it's nothing but anger-filled, bitching people, then it's time to find your tribe. Okay? So, all right, y'all. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Like I said, I will be on Friday at 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I already have it scheduled on YouTube. I will work to get it scheduled on TikTok, so hopefully it'll remind you. But put it as a reminder in your calendar, whatever you need to do to be here at 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Friday, okay? If you have any other questions or anything, TikTok, everything is linked to my bio. YouTube, everything is linked in the description. If you are not sure where you fall into the different offers, whether it be the tribe or the CEO immersion or whatever it may be, you can DM me and I can guide you to the right space, okay? And all women need to be in the tribe regardless, because like I said, we have so many wonderful things happening. We have book club. We have Denise, who just came on as one of our healers, one of my team members. I'm building the awakening journey for you. My tarot apprenticeship is in there, which is the same thing that I've taught all my students in the past. There's so much in there in the tribe for you. So that's where you're going to find the most. Okay. But if you do have a spiritual practice and you're wanting to build it, then that's where the spiritual CEO immersion comes in. Okay. But it's all linked. You can go read it, make sure it aligns. Okay. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. I will see you Friday. Mwah. See ya.